Hi, my name is Goldman. I'm the director and founder of Goldman and Associates. Our firm has a primary focus on family law issues here in Michigan, and today we're continuing our video series designed to educate and inform our clients, so please subscribe to our channel. I want to talk about domestic violence today and a couple things that one should do if charged with domestic violence. Well, there's a couple things that are intuitive and a couple things that are counterintuitive. So for example, a lot of times when someone is charged with domestic violence, the court will enter what's called a no contact order. An order that basically says you got to stay away from your significant other. Stay away meaning you can't call them, you can't contact them. And why? Because there's a domestic violence case pending and the court is worried about protecting people. Because of that, you got to make sure of something. You got to make sure not to violate that court's no contact order. And that means you can't contact them, they can't contact you. Now, you can say, well, I won't contact them. What if she even calls me? Well, you want to make steps to make sure you can comply with the court's order. So I suggest that you block the person from calling you, block them from your email, because if they call you and you pick up the phone, you could be violating that order. I was once in court when this case came up right before mine, and I was sitting there in the court watching this, and a guy was charged with violating the no contact order. Why? Because his wife, who had the case pending against him, called him because they had a flood in the basement. He was a plumber. He should come over for emergency. She left the house, he took care of the emergency and left, and the court still found that he violated the order by taking her call, and therefore sentenced him to 10 days in jail for violating that order. It's ridiculous. It was an emergency, but that's what they do. So number one, let's block the other person so they don't hook us into a violation, okay? Number two, call your lawyer. If you don't have one, get one. But a domestic violence charge is not some domestic thing like disturbing the peace that will necessarily go away. It's a criminal offense. It's a misdemeanor. It's a crime for which someone can go to jail. If that is the case, you better contact a lawyer. If you don't have one, you better find one. Tell them what the situation is. They'll discuss your criminal record with you. They'll discuss the facts of the case. They'll tell you what the case is going to entail, what the life cycle, if you will, of the case is going to be, and they'll go over that with you, but you need to make sure to do that. You also have to calendar certain dates. The court is going to give you certain dates which form the life cycle of this case. They're going to say, okay, you need to come back on this date for an arraignment. You need to come this date for a pretrial. The case is going to go to jury selection. You need to be here for this date. In other words, the court will typically have a schedule of events that's going to occur in the life cycle of the domestic violence case, and you got to make sure you're present at all of those, because the court will typically give you a bond. A bond means to let you go. They won't hold you in jail while the case is pending, but the bond is subject to your appearing at all those dates. So you need to put them in your calendar. You need to make sure that you are present for all of those dates. So those are three important things you need to do. Number one, block your ex if need be to avoid the communication. Number two, contact a lawyer. Number three, calendar the dates so you don't miss anything and get into separate trouble just for violating that court schedule. If you have any questions, reach out and we'll be glad to help you out.